As we head into winter, meteorologists are sounding the alarm. Much of the US, especially the north and east, should brace for a colder, snowier season than we've seen in years. Experts are using words like generational and top 5 coldest to describe what's coming. Instead of one big storm, expect a series of impactful weather events from December through early March. Early signs are already here. Heavy lake-effect snow in the Great Lakes, and even flurries as far south as Atlanta. The message is clear. Winter isn't just arriving, it's about to make a statement. We'll break down why forecasters are so confident, what patterns are at play, and what you can expect in your region. Let's dive into the science behind this historic forecast. One of the main drivers shaping this winter's weather is La Niña, a recurring climate pattern marked by a significant cooling of Pacific Ocean waters near the equator. This phenomenon doesn't just affect the ocean, it has a powerful influence on weather patterns across the globe, especially in North America. When La Niña is active, it shifts the position of the jet stream, a fast-moving river of air high above the Earth, and steers cold Arctic air masses deeper into the United States than usual. This shift can dramatically alter the weather, bringing colder temperatures and more frequent storms to large parts of the country. This year's La Niña is considered weak, but it's still expected to persist throughout the winter months. As a result, the jet stream is likely to dip farther south, opening the door for repeated surges of Arctic air to plunge into the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast. These regions could see more frequent cold snaps and a greater risk of intense winter storms. For millions of people living in these areas, that means bracing for more cold, more snow, and a higher chance for major winter storms to track through heavily populated cities and towns. The impacts could range from travel disruptions to increased heating demands and even school closures. According to NOAA, there's more than a 55% chance that La Niña will dominate the weather from December through February. This gives forecasters increased confidence in predicting a colder, stormier season ahead, with above-average snowfall likely in several regions. La Niña sets the stage for everything else that happens this winter, making it clear that the months ahead will be anything but mild. From icy roads to snow-covered neighborhoods, the effects will be felt in daily life. And when you combine La Niña's influence with other atmospheric forces, like the polar vortex and shifting pressure systems, you start to see why this winter's forecast is so severe and unpredictable. La Niña is the first big clue that this winter could be one for the record books, setting the stage for a season that may be remembered for its intensity and extremes. Let's talk about the polar vortex, a powerful force of nature that shapes our winters in ways most of us rarely consider. This swirling mass of frigid Arctic air typically remains locked in place high above the North Pole, acting like a cold air reservoir that keeps the harshest winter weather contained far from most of us. But this winter, meteorologists are sounding the alarm. A sudden stratospheric warming event, an abrupt spike in temperatures high above the Arctic, is expected to disrupt the polar vortex as early as late November. This rare phenomenon can weaken the vortex, allowing vast pools of icy air to spill southward into North America, Europe, and Asia, setting the stage for a dramatic shift in our weather. When the polar vortex wobbles or splits, it can unleash true Arctic outbreaks, sending temperatures plummeting to dangerous lows and triggering blizzards that blanket entire regions. Forecasters warn that this year's disruption could mean the coldest start to December in over 40 years for parts of the U.S., a level of cold that can grind daily life to a halt, close schools, and strain energy supplies. Early, widespread snow cover acts like a giant freezer, locking in the cold and making it even harder for temperatures to rebound. This snowpack reflects sunlight and helps reinforce the frigid pattern, making the cold last longer than usual. A disrupted vortex doesn't just mean one cold snap. It can trigger weeks of relentless bitter cold and multiple waves of Arctic air, each one bringing new rounds of snow and ice. This is how we get those headline-grabbing wind chills of minus 30 or 40 degrees in the Midwest and plains, where even a few minutes outside can be dangerous. The risk isn't just discomfort, it's a prolonged, extreme winter that tests our infrastructure, challenges emergency services, and puts our health at risk, especially for the vulnerable. Preparation is key because this isn't just another cold front passing through, it's a season-long deep freeze that demands we plan ahead, stocking up on essentials, winterizing our homes, and checking on neighbors. The polar vortex, if it behaves as predicted, could transform a typical winter into something truly historic, one that will be remembered for years to come. To understand what's possible, look back at the legendary winters of 1989 and 1996. Those years brought relentless cold, record snow, and storms that paralyzed cities from the Midwest to the East Coast. In 1989, blizzards buried cars and blocked roads for days. In 1996, the blizzard of '96 dumped over 30 inches on Philadelphia and shut down the East Coast. These weren't just one-off events, they were seasons of repeated, high-impact storms. The same ingredients, blocking patterns, Arctic air, and an active storm track are all present in this year's forecast. Even the rare Gulf Coast blizzard of January 2025 shows that generational events are possible in today's climate. History is a warning. When these patterns align, the impacts can be massive. The past is telling us to be ready for what's coming. Let's learn from history and prepare for the worst. For the Northeast and Midwest, this winter could be the coldest and snowiest in years, with forecasts pointing to a season that will test even the most winter-hardened residents. Meteorologists are warning that the combination of Arctic air and frequent storms could make this winter one for the record books. Expect sustained cold with temperatures dipping into the single digits and at times, plunging well below zero. Multiple storms are expected to sweep through, each capable of dropping 6 to 12 inches of snow, or even more in some areas, blanketing cities and rural communities alike in deep drifts. Nor'easters will be a major threat this season, bringing not just blizzard conditions and whiteout visibility, but also howling winds that can topple trees and power lines. Along the coast, these powerful storms may trigger dangerous coastal flooding, with icy water surging into low-lying neighborhoods. Travel disruptions and power outages are likely to become common, as heavy snow and ice make roads impassable and ground flights. Residents should be prepared for the possibility of being stranded or without electricity for extended periods. In the Midwest and Great Lakes, cities like Chicago and Detroit could see their coldest winter in over 6 years. Wind chills may plunge to -30 or even lower, making outdoor exposure dangerous and increasing the risk of frostbite and hypothermia. Lake-effect snow will be relentless, with some areas seeing up to 100 inches by the end of the season. Communities near the Great Lakes should brace for near-constant snowfall, with roads and infrastructure under continuous strain. The risk of snow bombs, intense localized bands dropping feet of snow in just a few hours, is high. These sudden bursts can overwhelm emergency services and leave neighborhoods buried and isolated. Frostbite can occur in less than 30 minutes during the worst outbreaks, especially when wind chills are dangerously low. It's crucial to cover exposed skin and limit time outdoors during extreme cold snaps. This region must be on high alert for some of the most extreme winter conditions in the country. Stay tuned to emergency alerts and local news for updates, and be ready to act quickly if conditions deteriorate. Preparation and vigilance will be critical. Stock up on supplies, make a winter safety plan, and check on neighbors, especially the elderly or vulnerable. With the right precautions, communities can weather even the harshest winter storms together. The plains in central U.S. are also in for a punishing winter. Arctic blasts could keep daytime highs in the single digits for days, straining heating systems and threatening livestock. Snowfall may be 20–40% above average, causing major travel headaches. Forecasters are watching for a rare bomb cyclone, an intense storm that could bring blizzard conditions and high winds to the central plains. In the Rockies and Pacific Northwest, expect near to below normal temperatures and above normal snowfall. Great for ski resorts, but hazardous for travel. Blizzards and snow drifts up to 5 feet could isolate rural communities. Even seasoned locals may be tested by this winter's extremes. Heed travel warnings and prepare early to stay safe. While the north braces for cold, the south and southwest face a different story. Most of Texas, Georgia, and Florida will see a milder, drier winter, with the main storm track staying north. But the unstable polar vortex could still send brief, sharp Arctic blasts deep into the south, bringing frost, freezes, and rare snow events. These cold snaps can be disruptive, especially in regions unprepared for winter weather. Meanwhile, the Southwest, California, and Arizona will be warmer and drier than normal, worsening drought and increasing wildfire risk. Below average snowpack means less water for reservoirs and delayed ski seasons. The contrast is stark. While the east stocks up on shovels, the southwest anxiously watches for rain. Every region faces its own set of challenges this winter. Adaptation and preparation are key no matter where you live. The message from experts is unified. This winter could be one of the most impactful in years. AccuWeather, the Farmer's Almanac, and NOAA all point to a colder, snowier season for the Northeast, Midwest, and Pacific Northwest. Late-season bomb cyclones and wild weather swings are possible as the pattern matures. Energy markets are already bracing for record-high demand for heating fuel. But remember, long-range forecasts are about probabilities, not certainties. The big picture is clear, but the details, like storm tracks and snowfall amounts, can only be nailed down days in advance. Stay alert to local forecasts as the season unfolds. With a winter like this ahead, preparation is essential. Build an emergency kit with food, water, medications, batteries, blankets, and a weather radio, enough for at least 3 days. Insulate your home, seal drafts, and service your heating system now. Keep a winter survival kit in your car: blankets, warm clothes, a shovel, sand, snacks, and water. Pay close attention to weather alerts and know the difference between a watch and a warning. Limit time outdoors during extreme cold to avoid frostbite and hypothermia. The combination of La Niña, a disrupted polar vortex, and an active storm track means this winter could be historic. Learn from the past, prepare now, and look out for your neighbors. Stay safe, stay warm, and face the season with confidence. Together, we'll get through whatever this winter brings.